circumcised, but their mouth was wicked. Their ears are wicked. At 8 days old, they would be circumcised, and anybody that came into the land need also to be circumcised. But the problem is inside. Yes, externally, they were following God's command, but internally, they were wicked. That became the problem. That's why it says here, beware of the false circumcision. These are people that has been circumcised externally and thinking that because of that, they are free. They are free to do anything and everything. Go to Romans chapter 2. Romans chapter 2. Verse 25 says, for indeed circumcision is of value if you practice the law. But if you are a transgressor of the law, your circumcision has become uncircumcision. In Genesis chapter 17, God required them two things. If you note in verse 1, it says, you have to obey the law, you have to be upright, and you have to be circumcised. And they forgot the first part, that you have to be upright before God. They only remember the external, that you have to be circumcised. And Paul is saying here, if you are circumcised, but you don't obey the law, you are uncircumcised. It has no value. Right? And the thing is, the Jews believe that deep in their heart. That's why nga hindi na inuulit eh. Yung command to be circumcised, because everybody, all male, gets circumcised. And the idea there is it's both a seal and a reminder that God will fulfill the promise to promulgate. You know, Rabbi Menashim, in his commentary on the book of Moses, in Fall 43, column 1 says, our rabbis have said, no circumcised men will see hell. That's their belief. No circumcised men will see hell. Therefore what? Lahat magpatuloy. Good guarantee. You can do anything. Just be circumcised. In Jakul Rubidi, number 1, it is taught, and I quote, circumcision saves from hell. That's their belief. In the Midrash Talim, Fall 7, column 2, it is said, God swore to Abraham that no one who is circumcised shall be sent to hell. It's repeated over and over and over again. Guys, we just need to do this. Okay na tayo. In the book of Edat, Jezeha, Paul 454, column 2, it is taught, Abraham sits before the gates of hell and does not allow that any circumcised Israelite should enter there. They believe that Abraham is seated at the gates of hell and check to ensure that no circumcised men would be brought in. That's their thinking. Beware of false circumcision. Guess what? They're dogs. They're the evil workers. You don't want to come near this type of people. Go to Galatians chapter 5, please. I thought to go to Galatians chapter 5, but I'll go back to Romans again. But Galatians chapter 5, verse 2 says, Indeed, I, Paul, say to you that if you become circumcised, Christ will profit you nothing. Wow. If you believe circumcision will bring you to heaven and not to hell, then Christ has no meaning. Wow. Right? And I testify again to every man who became circumcised that he is a debtor to keep the whole law. You want to go to heaven by good works? Fine. Obey all. You have become estranged from Christ. You who attempt to be justified by the law, you have fallen from grace. Wow. You who attempt to be justified by the law, you thought by obeying it, you will be at the grace of God, not realizing that you have fallen from it. Go back to Romans chapter 2. And I read, right, verse 25. I'll read it again. It says, For indeed, circumcision is of value if you practice the law, but if you are a transgressor of the law, your circumcision has become uncircumcised. So if, verse 26, the uncircumcised man keeps the requirement of the law, will not his uncircumcision be regarded as circumcision? And if he is physically uncircumcised, if he keeps the law, will he not judge you who though having the letter of the law and the circumcision are as a transgressor of the law? For he is not a Jew, who is one outwardly, nor is circumcision that which is outward in the flesh. 29. But he is a Jew, he is one inwardly, and circumcision is that which is in the heart, by the Spirit, not by the letter, and his praise is not from men, but from God. Go to Romans chapter 9. Romans chapter 9, verse 6 says, It is not enough that the word of God has failed, for they are not all Israel who are descendants from Israel. Neither are they all children because they are Abraham's descendants, but through Isaac the descendants shall be known. No, not all Israel is Israel. Not all Abraham's descendants are Abraham's descendants. Now, who are these false circumcisions? This is the Judaizers. And Paul is warning the church in Philippi to beware of them. They're rats. They're despicable. In today's context, this is any religious group that tells you you have to do good. You have to be Jewish. You have to follow the Jewish way of life. When you have to do anything apart from believing the finished work of Christ on the cross, you are an evil worker. You are a dog. And Paul is talking to the church in Philippi, warning them that these people is around you. And they might be coming to you. So beware of them. As much as we don't want to have a rat as a pet, as much as we don't want to hang out with people who are prostitutes, drug addicts, pimps, drug lords, gambling lords, don't even hang out with this kind of people. This is worse, Paul is saying. This is worse than hanging out with drug addicts and prostitutes and human traffickers. You know why? Believing in them condemns the soul for all eternity. If you are upheld with the dogs, if you are upheld with the evil workers, if you are upheld with false circumcision, then you are to be upheld by this religious fakes. Realize these are nice people. Nicodemus, right? Nicodemus, John chapter 3, right? It's Nicodemus, right? I told you guys, he's probably a really nice guy. He wouldn't be the ruler of the Jews if he was loud, if he was noisy, if he curses a lot. If you look at that man, he is like an angel, really. He knows his Bible. He knows the Torah. He follows it. He's a religious man. He's probably above reproach. He would not be a Sanhedrin. He was not only a Pharisee, he was a Sanhedrin. Not only was he a Sanhedrin, he was the teacher of Israel. Almost like a pope. And you would not say anything against him, right? But Paul said, he's an evil worker. He's a dog. Avoid such people. Steer clear of them. Don't think that these people are unattractive. Chances are they're the most attractive people. Normally mga bad influence in school, yun yung mga attractive people eh. Either the way they dress, the way they talk, the way they whatever. Again, beware of them. Go to 2 Corinthians, please. Sorry, before going there. The Judaizers, right? These are the people that was spoken of in Acts chapter 15. In the Jerusalem, go to Acts chapter 15. Acts chapter 15. Acts chapter 15 verse 1, it says, some men came down from Judea and began teaching the brethren, unless you are circumcised according to the customs of Moses, you cannot be saved. Nowadays, unless what? You know, the false teachers, the dogs, the evil workers, they do not deny God. Don't make the mistake in thinking that they will deny God. They will not deny God. They will not deny Jesus Christ. They will not say that salvation is not by grace, by faith. They'll not say that. But they will add a lot of things. Exactly. In this case, circumcision. Any